Good afternoon, Northeast Region Chevrolet dealers. Thank you for joining us for another training episode on our YouTube channel. I am joined this evening with one of my digital district managers, Brian Kirsch, for my Buffalo district. Brian's going to walk us through today how to utilize the GM Digital Marketing Package Hero Slide submission form. The purpose of this submission form is to streamline the way that advocates and your ProCare advocates and your DDMs are receiving Hero offers and requests to get Hero's personalized consumer experience slides up onto your website in a quicker and more efficient manner. So before we get into that, we are going to start off every WebEx from now on, or every YouTube video, with how to increase the clarity of the YouTube video that you're currently watching. So if you click into one of the videos, in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little settings tool. So click on the settings tool, and under quality, a lot of times this is adjusted to auto, okay? Click on the highest quality available, so 720, and this will increase the clarity of the video. See that? Automatically. All right? So now that you know how to do that, let's get into how to use the form, and I'm going to hand the reins over to Brian, and Brian's going to explain how to use this form. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, thank you very much, Josh, and what an honor it is to be here with you today on the Chevrolet Northeast Region YouTube channel. It's quite an exciting time. We are the first region to go ahead and publicize this type of content, and I'm very excited to be able to share with you here today a great tool that was developed by the District Digital Manager team. And as you mentioned, the benefit of this tool is that it's going to provide clarity across the board, from the District Digital Managers to the ProCare account advocates to the CDK creative team. Everybody's familiar with this tool. So we definitely want to take some time here today to familiarize all of the wonderful dealers in the Northeast region for Chevrolet on how you can use this tool to make sure that your offers get submitted and uploaded as quickly as possible, certainly at the beginning of every single month. So this is an Excel sheet, and to gain a copy of that, you're likely going to want to reach out to your ProCare advocate or your district digital manager, somebody within your zone team. We do have a district digital manager assigned to every single zone, so you'll be able to get access to this sheet via them. And then once you have it, it's a very simple concept in terms of walking through it. So before we actually start to interact a little bit, and I'll ask Josh to play the part of the dealer, and we'll go ahead and create some offers for the new month, which we'll look at April 2018. Let's first go ahead and take a look at the instructions. So it's a very interactive tool. As you open it up, you'll start here on the Get Started tab on the bottom left. And then if you go up to View Instructions, it's going to bring us to an instructions page. So this might be a little overwhelming at first sight. We're going to run through these instructions very quickly here, and we'll actually get into doing a live demo. We'll come back to this at the end, and I promise it's going to make a lot more sense. So the very first thing, number one, open the Slide Sheet tab, and that would be this yellow tab down here where it says Slide Sheet. It says then hover over the first column of the slide sheet for additional details. So there will be a red square inside of the sheet, and it's going to actually provide you with a comment that will explain the criteria that we're looking for. So to come back here to the instructions, number three, we're going to fill out one column of the sheet for each hero slide, so for each model. From the fourth option, we're going to then select a design from the design selection field, and we're going to keep moving forward with that. You'll be able to choose whether or not you want to view the slide before it is published and give it a proof check first, or you can actually go ahead and publish it immediately and get it uploaded on your website as soon as possible. Number five, if you need to add an additional column, we'll show you how to do that on the very right-hand side of the form. Number six, of course, you do a double check before submitting this form in. We want to ensure that all columns have been filled out completely. Any missing, unclear, or incomplete information may result in a delay due to case completion. Number seven, we want to review all columns for accuracy. The content that we include in these slides are going to be copy and pasted as is. So it's very important not to include any specific notes or any generalities. what you put into these cells is what will be copied and pasted directly onto your slides. Number 8, we'll make sure that we ensure that there are no gaps or completely empty columns on the slide sheet. And then, of course, number 9, save the document, provide it to who you need to provide it to, whether that is your ProCare account advocate, maybe it's technical support, or maybe even through the new Service Connect portal. And then that will get your process started. So as an example, and we'll come back to this example at the conclusion as well. Again, it might look confusing, but we will come back later and it will all make sense by the end of this video. So for slide number 1, we're looking at 2018. We have the Excellence dealership. The model is the Fast Car and the trim is the SX. So by putting that in there, that will let us know that's what we're creating a slide for. From there, the slide offer text, that is going to be all of the offers that you have available. And certainly as a best practice, we would advise to create offers as many as you can, whether it be a lease, a purchase, and a finance offer, and include all of these on your slide. Just as a best practice, we are a lease-heavy market, but there are still a percentage of folks that might be looking to purchase or maybe to finance. So if you are able to include that and capture that on your hero slide, which might be the very first thing they see when they reach your homepage, that will engage them with your website and let them know that you have that option available. From there, we'll enter in a disclaimer. A nice option here is that there is a drop-down option for the disclaimer, so you'll be able to choose whether or not you would like to have your disclaimer on the slide, as you can see here on the bottom right-hand side of the slide, or if you would like it to be one click away where a separate window opens. Next, we'll be able to choose if we want to leverage a personalized consumer experience and put that in the intent folder, which would mean that anybody that is searching for an Excellence Fast Car online through other channels would come to your website and they would see your Excellence Fast Car slide first. Or in the non-intent folder, which might be for folks that don't necessarily have a shopping profile and they might be visiting your website to see what you're doing in the community or what your service offers are. And you can still include some of your compelling offers in that folder as well. The order of slides, we'll get into that as we get into the actual form. The keywords, we'll get into that as we get into the form as well. Of course, you want to have a start date and an end date. So in this example, they chose to use February 1st, ending on February 28th. And a link for the drop-down, there are a few options there. We'll talk about which one will be best for you. And then there's one additional column as well. So there's quite a bit of information to put in, but by making sure that we include all that information, that will ensure that we are up and running. So this is what the form looks like. In the green section at the very top, as we get started, you see there is going to be an incentive guide. And this says for OEM and DDM use only. So at the beginning of every single month, your district digital manager team will be compiling all of the applicable incentives for the next month. So if we're talking about April 2018, which is coming up here at the time of recording, we're going to go ahead and put in the national incentives into this field, and we will also include the regional incentives in this field as well. So this is a reference guide for you as you're looking at putting your offers together. You can look back to those incentives and apply them as desired into your offers. So it's more there just as a reference for you. None of the information in the green section will appear on your sites. It's just there for your reference only. Here in the blue section, again, as we hover over, we have a design selection. So what's very nice about this is that there are some different design templates that are preloaded in here. So if we're going to take a look at the Chevrolet designs, we'll come over here to the blue button, click View Chevrolet Designs, and it's going to launch us into our Chevrolet Designs tab. So we have 5 different designs that you can choose from, and whichever one you prefer the most, and we would recommend choosing just one design to make this process a little bit easier and to get these slides turned around faster, to get them uploaded on your website quicker, you can go ahead and choose which one of the designs you like the best. So in a moment, I'll be asking Josh which one of these designs does he like the best from Chevrolet Design 1 through 5. It's really nice to have some different options to pick from and knowing that you'll be able to get those submitted in right away. So if you are a multi-line dealer, you'll notice that there are other options for other different brands here. So what's nice is that you can also come in here and select different designs for different brands. So if you're a Chevrolet and a Buick dealer, you will also have different options to choose from for your different brands. So simply all you'll have to do is use the drop-down, select which design you'd like, for each different brand. And that is as simple as it gets. You won't have to necessarily do that. Once you start inputting your information, it will just carry over automatically based on which brand you choose as you start to create your slide. So if I have slide 1 as a Chevrolet and slide 2 as a Buick, it's automatically going to be applied. The Chevrolet will have Chevrolet design 1, so this slide will have that. And then for Buick, it'll have design number 3. Okay, so it's very easy to use this tool. And as we get going here again, you'll be able to choose over here. If you need to view that example again or view the instructions, you have buttons to do that. Down here at the bottom, you also have different tabs that you can select and work on as well. And then again, if you want to choose, you can choose to either preview the slides ahead of time or just publish them automatically. So we'll choose to publish them automatically first and foremost. So Josh, are you ready, sir?
Yes.
All right. Which one of the Chevrolet designs do you prefer?
Number 4.
All right. So Chevrolet design number 4 will be the design. Now, for your first slide here for April, what would you like to go ahead and create today?
A 2018 Chevrolet Silverado.
And as we begin to use the form, again, there's a nice added feature to have the drop downs. So pay attention when you see an arrow, you'll be able to select it and use your drop down. So here's our model list. And as you mentioned, we're going to go ahead and do a Silverado 1500. And is there a particular trim that you would like this offer to apply to?
Double cab, 4-wheel drive LT.
Excellent, sir. And for your slide offer, what would you like to display on the slide for your offer for April?
Lease from $299 per month for 36 months. And I would just want to display that, and then I can put the offer due at signing in the fine print, right?
That is correct. Would you like to advertise a purchase offer or a finance offer along with that today?
Sure. Let's try and do, let's see here. We can do lease from $299 a month for 36 months or 3.9 APR for 60 months. Plus $1,000 bonus cash.
Excellent. And certainly as we begin to use this tool in reality, it'll be nice. We'll have the incentives again just up at the top in the green section, so you'll be able to see maybe there is some package cash that you can use in your finance offer. And certainly if it's available, let's go ahead and put it on the slide and let's get it up front and center. As we hover over the red, a disclaimer text is required and should not be in all caps. So Josh, I think you know what to do here.
Whatever you need to put in your disclaimer to make your lawyer happy.
All right, very good. Now, as we move on, the disclaimer display, would you like that to appear on the slide or would you like that to appear as a pop-up? And let me go ahead and give you my personal bias on it, because when you see the disclaimer on the slide, it's a lot of times showing up in very small print. And if you look at your mobile site on the mobile version, that is very hard to see. So in my personal opinion, I would recommend let's go ahead and put it on the pop-up, and it'll only be one click away. So if a shopper wants to take a look at your disclaimer, they can do so just with one click. So what would you like to do today, sir?
I would like mine to pop up because I feel like that would be more transparent for mobile users.
Awesome. We'll go ahead and ensure that that is taken care of for you. Now, as we're looking at the intent to leverage a personalized consumer experience, I'm sure that with the Silverado being your #1 model, we definitely want that to display first and foremost for anybody that might be online shopping for a Silverado already. But would you like to include that in the non-intent folder as well, so it shows all the time for all different types of folks visiting your website? We can do one or the other or both.
I would like mine to go into both folders. So it'll show to my customers if they are shopping in an incognito window or if they haven't gone to a Tier 1 site or any other site within the Digital Marketing Package Network. And this will make sure that if it's in the non-intent folder and the intent, it'll show to my customers if they don't have Silverado 1500 in their cookies. Is that correct?
That is correct. And wow, you are a very educated dealer in the digital space. I enjoyed that. That's great. You're on top of your game here, sir. Now, in terms of the order of the non-intent slides, a great feature here, which Mr. Josh Detzel has created a YouTube video for, which you can reference back on the Chevrolet Northeast YouTube channel in the Slide Studio. A nice feature in the Slide Studio is that you're now able to rearrange and order your non-intent slides to show in the order you would like them to. So would you like your Silverado slide to be the very first slide that shows in your non-intent folder? Would you like it to show 4th, 5th, 6th? I mean, where would you like it to show?
Well, Brian, I was actually looking at my metrics earlier today, and I saw that the Silverado 1500 is my #1 visited model on my website. So I think it would make sense to show that first, regardless of if they're intent or non-intent, if they have Silverado in their folder. So let's show it first.
That's a great point, sir. And again, as folks are shopping on the website, maybe they're searching around for our excellent 2018 Chevrolet Traverse. As they're served up similar models, they will then see the Silverado first and foremost once we get into some of the slides further in your rotation, so that's an excellent choice. Now, in terms of your keywords, again, in your content library, for your next-gen content library, you might have your slides set up in a certain way. Certainly, it's recommended to go ahead and create those keywords in a specific way so that you're able to effectively organize that. So what would you like your keywords to be in terms of how you have this set up?
I would like these to be, I'd like 2 keywords for this asset. #1 would be dealer intent. And then my second one would just be non-intent, 2 words.
Excellent. The start date, as we know, for the month of April, we'll go ahead and populate that in. That is going to be on the 3rd of April. And then if it is all right with you, we'll have the slide expire on the last day of the selling month, which this month will be the last day of April, on April 30th. And now in terms of the link in the drop-down, each slide can only link to 1 page. So you have some options here. We can have this filtered by model. We can have this filtered by year and model. We can have this filtered by year, model, and trim. Or if you'd like to specify a different way, you can go ahead and do that. So you seem pretty on top of your game here in terms of the digital space. Which option seems the best to you here?
I would actually choose other. I would like it to be filtered by Silverado, all Silverados, because I'd like to expand my inventory. We're a smaller dealer, so we don't have a ton of these vehicles. We usually have 1 or 2 of them. So I want to show all Silverados, and I would like it to be filtered from lowest price. So all Silverados from lowest price. So it'll show my cheapest ones first, and then my customers can, you know, bump themselves, because most of the time they bump themselves anyways once they get to my dealership.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. That's a great point, to have them filtered by lowest price. You're certainly going to engage some folks that get to your website, and you know, if they're very price conscious, they're going to see that first and foremost, so great point there. I think you're pretty familiar with this process, so go ahead and take me through one more example here. We'll go through slide number 2, and just feel free to run through all the options and let me know if you have any questions along the way.
So I want to do one for my Traverse. Let me pull up my Traverse offers here.
And as that is taking place, as you can see, we'll work through the drop-downs and go ahead and select what we're looking for. As Josh is compiling his offer, just a real quick note here that all the way over to the right, if you scroll down, you'll notice that there is an option for up to 20 slides in this. So it's a great way to be able to capture all of your different offers. If you need additional space, as we mentioned from the instructions, if you come over and hover over slide 20, so that would be the column labeled letter U. If you do a right mouse click, you have an option here to come down and go to Insert, and when you select Insert, it will put another column in. As you can see, well, it came up as slide 192. That won't happen. It should be slide, should actually insert the slide over to the right. So that's where the column will come in. So if you need to add additional columns, you can continue that process as much as you need to in order to go ahead and capture all of the offers that you're looking to take care of here for this example.
Okay, so my Traverse deal, I would like to do lease from $279 a month for 36 months, and that is on a front-wheel drive LT. Can I add another one to that?
Of course.
Let's do finance 3.9% for 60 months plus 750 select market cash. So 750 select market. And I think I'd like to pair this, so we can do 3 offers, right?
Yes, sir, we sure can.
So I'd like to target my lease customers, my finance customers, and also cash buyers. And my cash buyers, let's do save up to $2,500 off MSRP. So there's not a big cash incentive this month for the Traverse, but I'd like to hit my cash buyers anyways.
All right, and your disclaimer for this.
I just want to make my lawyer happy, so whatever we need to put in there to make my lawyer happy is fine with me.
Okay. Would you like that disclaimer to appear on the slide or as a pop-up option?
Pop-up as well. And I would like them to go in both folders. And my Traverse, I'm actually going to do one for Equinox as well. So this one will actually, I'll have this show up third. And then my Equinox will be second when we get to that. Same keywords, dealer intent and non-intent. And the rest of this information can all pretty much be the same, except my link will be all Traverse from lowest price.
All Traverse from lowest price. All right, so as you can see, the tool is very intuitive, very easy to use. We've selected to have the slides published automatically. So hopefully the instructions make a little bit more sense now. It's just really a step-by-step guide. Might be best for you to come back and revisit this sheet towards the end just to make sure that everything is filled out accurately and correctly. Certainly go back and give this a double check, make sure everything looks good before submitting it. And then again, as our example looks, hopefully this makes more sense, but from what you put directly into the cells, especially for your slide offer text and your disclaimer and so forth, that is what is going to show over here on your actual hero slide. So this is a great way to streamline this process. On the first day of the month, which for April is April 3rd, the sooner you can get this information compiled, you're basically handing the ball over and allowing the creation process to begin. It is a first in, first out process, so the quicker you are to get this information submitted, the quicker your assets will be uploaded on your website, hopefully as soon as possible near day one, but certainly you want to have this process going to ensure everything is ready to go by the first selling weekend of the month. So with that, we thank you very much for your time. I'll throw it back to Josh to close us out. If you have any questions with this process at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to your district digital manager that works within your zone team, and we'll be happy to assist. And your Procare advocate is also available to assist as well.
All right, guys. Thank you for your guys and girls. Thank you for your time today. With any other questions, if you guys want access to this tool and you have not received it yet, please reach out to your ProCareer advocate or your digital district manager if you have one, and we'll make sure that you get enrolled and involved in this process. Thanks, and stay tuned for more YouTube videos. Have a great day.